Our lovely viewers, I welcome you again to the Counselor Show, the home of motivation, standards of good life, and champions of sound mental health and wellness campaign. This is yours truly, Job Sitati, a youth counselor and a mentor. If human behavior, mental health, and other areas of applied psychology interest you, this is a one channel you really need to subscribe to. If you are new here, hit the subscription button, like, comment, and share. For those who have subscribed, we salute. Your support is building our mission to counsel, motivate, and campaign for the rehabilitation services. Today, we look at dealing with the depressed partner. Dealing with the depression and anxiety in a relationship can really be hard. Although mood disorder have become a fairly common in today's time, little attention is given to the impact these disorders have on intimate relationships. Having you or your partner diagnosed with mood disorder can cause a strain on both you and your partner. If you have any question concerning the topic, just go to the comment section down here and ask as many questions as possible, and we will be more than happy to answer them. You can get this program also in Kikuyu and in Kiswahili on YouTube, The Counselor TV. We are also live on Facebook, The Counselor Show. We will be right back. Welcome back to the show. Today in the studio, we have our resident counseling psychologist who is going to expound more about the topic, and he's going to tell us more about himself. Welcome, Mr. Nderitu.
Welcome, Bonasitati.
Yes.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Hello, viewers. I am Dobe Waderito. I'm a counseling psychologist. I am an educationist, an author, and a preacher. I'm also a motivational speaker. And today, as our host has told us, we are dealing with depression, and especially how depression affects relationships. Thank you.
To kick us off, Mr. Nderitu,
Yes.
define for us, or what is this thing, this monster, depression?
Oh, well, it is not a monster, but it is quite an irritant in our society today. Depression is that persistent feeling of sadness. You feel you have very little energy, or you lose interest in things that you used to have. You feel like you are losing it. It is a common mental disorder with the symptoms of changed way of thinking, feeling, and doing things, and even the way we interact with people. In some cases, people feel like they want to commit suicide, they want to harm themselves. Therefore, it is that shift from the way you do your things to another space where you feel sad, persistently sad, for a period of about 2 weeks. You feel withdrawn, you feel that you have no interest in things, you lose energy, or your energy fails you, and among other things. So it's about change in the way you have been interacting with things and feeling that depression. That's where the word depression comes from. Depressed. Your character is depressed. Your moods are depressed. Your way of doing things is depressed.
Okay.
Yes.
Depressing the normal behavior.
Exactly.
How I used to behave,
Yes.
I've shifted from all of a sudden.
Yes.
Okay. Now,
And even normal way of doing things.
It has also changed.
It has changed. It is depressed. In other words, what is our expectation of a human being? It changes, and you are no longer in high spirits. You feel low. That's where the word depression comes from. Yes.
we get it now. Now, there is this you've mentioned about change of behavior.
Yes.
And perhaps moods. You are sad for quite long,
Yes.
or that period. could we be having a difference between depression and anxiety?
Well, they are they are very close. It's a continuum. A continuum is if I would give a scale of 0 to 10, these two will find themselves in that number line, where depression is on the extreme, one extreme end, anxiety is in between here, where anxiety involves fear and worry. There is the sense of tension in you. There is some rigidity in you, nervousness, inability to relax. Okay, and you are worried about a certain outcome, or you dread a certain outcome, and you sometimes feel that the worst is likely to happen. That is what we call anxiety, and it may be episodal. That means it is for a particular issue. For example, you may feel anxious about paying your school fees. You may feel anxious about paying your house rent. And this is a feeling that comes when things are not very certain in your life. But depression is now going to the other extreme, where there is persistence. There's persistence of about 2 or so weeks. So when this feeling of fear, doubts, and feeling like you are losing it for a period of about 2 weeks, you're withdrawing and doing all that, that is depression on one extreme. But anxiety is episodal.
Okay.
Yes.
So the difference is duration.
Yes.
And the other one, the depression is persistent.
Yes.
While anxiety is episodal.
It is episodal. It is also in terms of depth of the symptoms.
Okay.
For anxiety, the symptoms are not so deep. They are on the surface and they can be solved easily.
Okay.
But for depression, it is deep, it is wide, and it is long.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, how is this issue of depression and anxiety widespread? The widespread of it.
Okay. Yeah, it is widespread. Because for every 6 people you come across, one of them has got a depression issue, or has experienced depression in one way or another. Either is exiting depression or is getting into depression. It is kind of a relay. Yeah, you may be meeting somebody getting out of depression. Another one is getting in. Another one is experiencing depression. So it's quite widespread. Could be in the family. Could be maybe you see after childbirth, women go through what we call postpartum depression. Could be you have gone through a surgery. Okay. Could be you have gone through a loss and grief. Okay. And this fear or this feeling of sadness goes on for 2-3 weeks, and you have no outlet to it. So it's quite widespread, and it is in every sector of our society. We have just gone through elections, and these, if you go to people who have lost elections, you find that some of them are going through depression. You have seen them react on the streets. You have seen them react in parliament. You have seen them react in courts. Some of them could be having post-election election depression.
Okay.
Yeah, but the problem is not necessarily when somebody is fearing something, somebody is sad for a week or so, you say that they are depressed. Losing an election is sad. So it is normal reaction for you to be sad. However, if it goes on for weeks and months, you're still talking about the same problem, the same issue, how you lost elections or how you did not lose elections. That could be this person is going through depression, okay, and needs some assistance. I hope somebody is listening somewhere.
with 1 out of 6,
Yes.
that translating to about 16%.
Yeah, around
16%,
yes,
16
yes,
percent of the
yes.
population.
Yeah, let's give it around 20%.
20% of
Yes,
the,
of
are
the population.
depressed.
Yes.
Okay. Now, how can I tell that my partner has depression?
Well, we would not say that you would tell for sure, but you will suspect that this person is going through hard times. And first of all, even before you start doing a diagnosis of this particular issue, you need to look at the preceding events. Yeah, some of the preceding events could point towards the behavior of this person, but some other times you have not shared with your partner, and therefore you just see some signs. Number one, there is a problem of sleep. The person may have a problem of losing sleep in the middle of the night or at night. That is what we call insomnia, sleeping too little, and therefore affects other programs in the day. Or could be sleeping too much. So it depends with the body. Number two is eating habits. Somebody loses interest in eating, appetite is lost. Okay, or on the inverse, you may have a lot of appetite. Okay, so if this person has not been eating for long or has not been having a problem with overeating, and all of a sudden he has started becoming a person with a lot of appetite, and there was a preceding event or incidents, then you need to start putting some questions. Number three is we are talking about relationships here. Okay, when the sex drive is affected, so this person has just all of a sudden lost interest in matters bed. There is a problem there. There is a question that, and sometimes we have a problem, especially for ladies, for our sisters, for our mothers, and so on. There is a problem because when a man loses interest in the issues to do with the bed matters, sometimes they start thinking that this person is seeing another person outside. Before you come to that conclusion, you need to understand, is this person going through something? The sex drive could be affected by depression. Another thing that is affected is your morale, your energy. This person loses energy. He feels fatigued most of the times. That could be an indicator that the person could be going through depression. Another one is withdrawal. This person wants to keep to himself. Yeah, there is a child in all of us. When a child is threatened, they tend to withdraw from. So that child in you now tends to go back to the closet. Anytime a daughter is affected by the environment, they tend to get back to the shell, right? The same case applies to a person going through depression, that they go back to their shell. They withdraw from activities, they withdraw from people, they withdraw from themselves sometimes, and they just want to keep to themselves. And they do not, they either, how do you tell that person has withdrawn? They talk less, they interact less, they do not have the interest to go out like they used to. So when this behavior comes all of a sudden, when this behavior is different from the behavior that you are used to, then there is a reason that we should be worried of. Then we also have prolonged sadness. This person is sad, always gloomy, becomes irritable, cries a lot. For women cry, they just release themselves. But for a man, maybe they feel like they need to restrain themselves. But we see that is an indicator If your woman is crying a lot and was not crying that much, there is a reason. So you look at the president, and then you look at how this person is behaving.
Okay.
Yes. I also need to add maybe mood swings.
Okay.
Because one of cross-cutting sign that somebody has a mental illness is this mood swings. So some minutes she is very happy, another 2-4 minutes they are off the mark. That is an indicator that there is depression in the oven, or this person is already in a space of depression.
Okay. Now, having all given us those signs to suspect my partner if he or she is depressed, most of the time they will tend to not to speak much.
Yes.
As you've said, they want to withdraw.
Yes.
And they will not want. Some will not want to communicate about it.
Yes.
Now, how should I communicate with my partner in a way that he or she will not be hurt, having known that or having suspected that he or she is depressed or having anxiety?
Okay, I'll give you an example of somebody who is wounded.
Yes, yes.
Okay, you have a cut on your thigh, your heart, your leg. How do you approach that, Mr. Sidati? Do you go washing that wound with water just like you do with other parts of the body? No. You need to know that this person is going through a problem.
Okay.
So once you have understood that, you know that you have to vacate your normal space of dealing with this person and come to a new space where you must be, one, very sensitive. Okay? Sensitive in the sense that you do not want to prick what is bringing a problem. And because you do not know where the landmine is, you need to walk with a landmine sensor.
Okay.
Identify what are these issues that could be affecting this person. That is number one. Do not operate in a normal space. Because if you operate in a normal space, you are creating more problems in this particular person. And this person is going to be reactive, is going to be defensive. Number two is do not be accusatory. Okay? You need to make sure that you are dealing with a person who is feeling down, and therefore when you accuse him of maybe not talking or maybe not loving you as he used to, or not bringing things that he used to bring, you are pushing this person out of your space even more. And that is how many divorces have occurred. Because people refuse to be sensitive. So you need to be very sensitive. Then you need also to know that your tone is very important to communication. When you are talking to this person, you need to have a loving tone that is going to tell this person that you are in a space where you can trust me.
Okay.
If you go in a tone that is normal, a tone that is maybe patronizing, this person will feel you don't understand me, and therefore I cannot tell you what is going on in my life. Okay. Then there is also another tone that gives an impression that you own me, okay? And therefore you need to tell me what is going on. Otherwise, this is going to end now. In other words, you are giving ultimatums. That kind of approach is going to destroy more than it's going to help. So we have said, one, we need to be sensitive. Yes. Number two, we need to be non-judgmental. Yes. Number three, we need to use our tones in a way that is likely to bring calmness in this particular person. And finally, ask open-ended questions. By dealing with the situation and telling the person, I have noted 1, 2, 3, are you willing to talk? Let them talk at their own time. Okay. And if they are not willing to talk, do not force them to talk. Okay. Allow them the space to process, to process these feelings until that time that he's ready to talk. And if he feels that he needs to talk to you, he will open up. But create that environment where he or she can come back to you at any time without feeling like he is being judged. Yes, that is basically what I would say in that particular sense. Maybe there is something else that I would add, and that is deal with the issue, not the person. Deal with the issue, not the person. If you deal with the issue, you are not going to expose yourself to a situation where once the problem has been solved, you still have another problem to solve. But when you deal with the issue and the issue is gone, you are left with your person. So you must be very careful.
Wow, I like that. Dealing with the issue, not the person. Most of us, we usually deal with the person, not the issue.
Not the issue.
Yeah, so it's important we deal with the issue. And also in communicating, you've mentioned something which is very important, the space. Watch the space of this person so that he doesn't step on the toe of the other. And also, what do I do if my partner is not willing to seek help?
If the partner is after this, you know, okay, if your partner is not willing to seek help, first of all, allow him to be. Do not carry your partner's problem as if it is what would I say? There is this skin disease that is very contagious. Okay, I know that depression, when you are depressed with your relationship, remember that depression comes and displaces love. Right? So if you want the love back at all costs, you are likely to push this person out. So what you need to do is, one, allow time. Number two, keep on making suggestions that he or she requires to look for assistance or to seek assistance. Number three, you could also use different spaces. You could take him out without even talking about that whole issue. Take him out, have a cup of tea with that person without talking about the issue. Talk about other issues that are going to push him out of the depression space, and let him just relax. Okay, maybe in the process he is going to open up, and you're going to come in and intervene. Another thing that you need to ask for is internal muscles. You require patience, you require calmness at all times, even when you are provoked. Even when you are provoked, remain calm, because this depression requires to be dealt with by an external force, and that external force is that partner.
Now, from what you've said, to help this person understand the need to seek help, patience is the key. Because he or she may end up thinking that you are fighting for her. But if you give him time and space, with the time he will go for help.
And again, you need to bring the character of love and care, so that this person is going to calm down at one time, he's going to open up. And there is another mistake many people make. And again, both men and women make a mistake of talking too soon. Talking too soon to other people and seeking assistance, maybe from counselors and so on, or even relatives, church members, pastors. You tend to open up too soon. Okay, so it is good to take time to deal with the problem in-house before you speak it out. And you only speak it out if it cannot be solved internally. And then it must be an agreement between the two of you. Do not go seeking assistance without your partner's consent. Because who told you that I need assistance? Okay, That is the question that will come in the mind of this person, okay? Who told you that I needed assistance? So try to self-help yourselves.
First.
Okay? First. Then you can also seek more information from write-ups, books, and so on. And for you who are Christians, through prayers,
Sure.
it is going to work. But do not volunteer to seek a counselor or a helper for your partner before you have reached that point. Yes. Just like you cannot serve food that is not well cooked.
Sure.
Wait for late. Have you ever had a boil?
Yeah.
And you are told by the doctor that I will give you some drugs that will fasten the what?
They usually call it ripening.
The ripening of the ripening of the boil.
Yeah.
If you decide to cut it before time, what will happen?
The pain that will have.
The pain. Secondary, it is going to supplant itself from where it is
to another place,
more sensitive area.
Yes.
So you need to be careful. Do not cut that boil before it's time.
Okay.
Let it ripen first.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having you on the show. Because the topic is too wide.
Yes.
I think we will have more time and more sessions concerning the same.
Yes.
To our lovely viewers, thank you so much for being with us. See you soon, same time, same place. So long.
So long, and continue subscribing to this channel.
Thank you.